first thing you need to do is you need to download this file right over here, Destiny Intro. I don't think I'm going to put it in a RAR file, so yeah, it's only 5 megabytes. It's fine. So you can just download this on Mediafire, I'm assuming. Don't worry, it doesn't have a virus. I don't think I can put viruses inside this file anyways. I don't even know how to deal with viruses. How do people deal with viruses? Don't they infect their own computer? I don't know. Anyways, this is a two-part intro, so you do need to do two things. If you don't know what the intro looks like, an annotation will pop up somewhere. You can just click on that and it'll take you there. So let's get started. First of all, open Sony Vegas. And the first thing we need to do is we actually need to make a render. So we need to make this. This is going to be your text. Mine's going to say Mr. Jubble, but yours is probably going to say your name. I don't know why you would make an intro with my name in it. So open up Sony Vegas, right-click anywhere, and go to Insert Video Track. Right-click in there, go to Insert Text Media, and then type in whatever you want. I recommend that you use a skinny font. I'm going to use Alien League, and you could get that from duffont.com. I'm going to link it in the description below, because a lot of people have a hard time finding it, even though you just have to Google it. So we're going to go highlight all the text, type in your name, and go to Alien League. Now, where is Alien League? There it is. So I noticed that the Destiny intro has a massive separation between letters, so go in between and just type in space between every letter. Hopefully your name is not too long, otherwise you may have to abbreviate it. But there we go, that's pretty much what it should look like, Mr. Jubble. Alright, so now that's done. Let's make it a little bit smaller, it's too big. That's what, yeah, I'm not going to say it, you finish it off. Now that we have this, we're going to go to Video Effects. Originally, I had some plasma in the background, and that's a noise texture in Sony Vegas. But for some reason, it's not working. They're like broken. I don't know what it is. I've tried everything. Well, I guess not everything, because it hasn't been fixed yet. But if you ever had this problem, please tell me how to fix it, because I have no idea how to. So just delete this. Go to Video Effects and go to Glint. It's right over here, and put that on top of your text, like so. As you can see, it's going to add this stuff. Now, we're going to need to lower the radius. So the horizontal and vertical radius. Let's lower the vertical first, and let's go to like 8. Really, something really low. There you go. Lower this one too, to the actually exactly same level. There you go. That's perfect. Actually, not exactly. I guess smaller. There you go. That's good. Now we're going to up the saturation because it's already at a blue color, and that's going to give it a different tint. So now it looks pretty good. Now what we need to do is we need to add a little animation. We want the text to come in bright and then go down to like a normal color. So we're gonna click the animate tool over here in Sony Vegas Pro 13. I don't remember what it looks like in Sony Vegas Pro 12. It probably has an animate thingy. If you're in a really old Sony Vegas, you probably already have this, so it's good to go. So now drag this to about a second and a half. No, let's drag it to right like a second. So about this much. Now we're going to lower our boost. So it went from 44 to negative 60. So just click on that, go to negative and 60. That's going to look like this. It still has that little blue tint to it and it looks really nice. But yeah, it looks like that. So, if you watch this, see. Oh, look at this amazing color. Oh my god, it's so cool. Now what we need to do is we need to go to transitions, and we need to go to, I think it's gradient wipe or something. No, it's dissolve. No, it is gradient wipe, I was right. And we need to go to the nebulous. We're going to go transitions, gradient wipe, and then nebulous, and put that in front of your text, like so. We're going to zoom in on here. I want to add it to about 2/3, so it takes 1 second for the whole transition to happen. So now if we watch this, if you watched it in the annotation, you can see that it comes in real quickly. It's too quickly. It doesn't look nice. But now if we watch this one, we can see that it forms in like this, a lot like it does in the trailer, and it looks pretty cool. Okay, so we're just gonna make it a little bit longer. There you go. So now we're gonna render this out. Go to File and then Render As. Let's render it to the desktop. We're gonna name this Name 2 because I already have a name on there. Name 2. I would render this off right now. I don't know how long I'm going to have to sit here. 1 second? 1 minute? Who knows? I'll pause it right now so you guys don't have to deal with it. Should I stop it or pause it? I think I should stop it to check to see if it's actually recording, because I've already recorded this video. It took 20 minutes to record the whole video. I've tried to do it faster this time, but the audio halfway through just stopped working. It was so annoying. But I think this one is a lot more straightforward. I think I was babbling on too much. Alright, look at that. It's finally done. So we're going to go to File, New, and start a whole new thing. So don't save this. Well, you can if you want to. These are my settings, by the way. A lot of people, some people have really, some people render in the wrong settings and it makes the intro look bad. So just keep this in mind. So go to, okay, there you go. Now go to Explorer. We're gonna go into Destiny Intro, the file I provide, and we're gonna go to Milky Way. That is the starry background. Look at that. You might notice the sides are black, so we're gonna right click on that, go to Properties, go to Uncheck Maintain Aspect Ratio, and Disable Resample. Check. And bam, it does this. Now I noticed the stars are way too bright, so we're gonna lower this down a little bit. So go on Opacity, just go on the top of your video file and decrease it a little bit. As you can see, it makes it darker. Right click anywhere again, and you go to Insert Video Track and put it on top of your starry background, and go to. Alright, sorry for the interruption. Now we're going to go back to our Destiny intro, and we're going to go to 002.jpg. So click that and drag it on top of your starry background like so, and we can see that it looks like this. Now, it doesn't look right. The stars are not the same stars we had in the background. That's because it's a whole different file. Right click on that just in case. Oh god, what have I done? Alright, right click on your planet, go to Properties, Uncheck Maintain Aspect Ratio, check Disable Resample. Bam. Now we're gonna go to the pan cropped for our planet. You can either click this or you can right click and go to pan cropped like so. Now go to mask, check mark and everything. Now if you're in a newer Sony Vegas, you probably have this oval tool, but if you're in an older one, you only have this pen tool, this anchor tool, and you're gonna have to anchor this in. You have to anchor the planet in. Hopefully you know how to mask like so. So I'm gonna use the oval tool. If you're an older Sony Vegas, use this. We're just gonna drag it out. This is probably the part that takes the longest, honestly. It's very time consuming and annoying. It's because I never get it right. Ugh. There you go. That's good. Wow, first try. So now if you actually look at it, you can probably see what we're doing. You can see the blackness over here. We're gonna decrease that like so. Go to feather type, we're gonna go in, and we're gonna go into. Perfect. Now go back to position. I'm going to position this. The F is what the person sees, so we're going to have to make the planet go sideways because it is a sideways zoom. We're going to zoom in on zoom in on the planet like so. We're going to bring it, oh no, there you go. We're going to bring it up a little bit just to get a right perspective in. Move it, make sure you move it to the left so you can actually see what you're doing. Okay. There you go. Now we need to right click and go to Insert Video Track, put it on the very top of everything else. We want to go to bottom flare. Now if you look at it, it looks really plain, right? So we need to add that bottom flare. This was made in After Effects using optical flares. A lot of people ask where I get these effects from. I make them in After Effects. So it looks like this. Go to compositing mode for your flare and go to click that and go to add. That's gonna do this. It's too bright. By the way, the intro is 8 seconds long, so just drag everything to 8 seconds. So make it smaller. Bam, bam. There you go. So now it is still too bright, so go to the opacity of your flare and lower it down. Not too much. Right there. So what this flare is basically doing, it's trying to cover up some of my work. It's usually what flares do. Either flares make something look a lot cooler or they're covering up some work. In this case, the planet is a very low resolution. As you can see, it's pixelating. It's really annoying. It's only a 1080p image. If you can, go to Google Images and get a 4K file. You're not going to have that problem with that. But this one, I am having that problem. So I'm using the flare to cover it up. And, it makes it look kind of cool. So now we're going to go to our center flare. And we're going to put that on top of our blue flare. I want to go to that, go to compositing mode for the center flare, and go to add. Actually, I think I'm going to put the center flare in the bottom of the blue flare. I think I'm going to put the blue flare on top of everything. So now we have it like this. Remember, match up everything. This is not actually matched up, but it doesn't need to be matched up because we need to bring in our text now. So we're going to go to desktop again and create and use that name2 file we created in the beginning of the tutorial. So right click, insert video track, and drag in our name. You can delete the video track because we don't need it. And now go to compositing mode for your text and click add. Oh, whoa, that looks cool, but I don't want that. Let's go to add. There you go. So now we're going to pan crop our text to make it smaller. But we need to match everything up first. Oh my god, why am I going forward so quickly? I have not fixed anything. One of the most important things in the intro is that it has this fake 3D perspective, which makes things look really cool. So we're going to go to the pan crop for our starry background. So click this and go to 1 second. Drag this thing to 1 second. I'm going to zoom in. So the planet and the background zoom in at different times. A lot of people might have assumed that it was just an image in the background that I slowly zoomed in. But no, because that makes everything look static. I want to add somewhat of a 3D perspective to it, and a second delay really adds that. So we're gonna zoom in a little bit at 1 second mark, so we're making a keyframe. A healthy amount, not too much, not too little, that much. So now we're gonna go to, so now if we watch this, we can see the starry background is moving, but the planet is not. That doesn't look good. So we're going to zoom in the planet too. So click on the pan crop for the planet. Go to 1 second. Alright, then we're going to slowly zoom in. There you go. So now these two zoom in at the same time. And as you can probably tell, the background is moving in a little bit faster than the planet. But that's okay. It looks cool. There you go. So now, at this time when everything stops zooming in, so at the 1 second mark, that's when our text comes in. So this is our text right here. We're going to drag that in right there. So now if we watch this, we can see the text comes in when everything is paused and static. Now, this text looks a little bit weird, right? So we're going to go to the pan cropped for the text, bring it into the center so you can actually see the text, the timeline. I'll go to the pan cropped, I'm going to zoom out because the text is too big. That's what she, finish it off. Finish it off. Alright, now, I'm going to make it go a little bit higher. Because we can't change the position for the flare, because the flare has to be there, otherwise it's going to mess everything up. But we can move the planet. So we're going to, hold on, we have to, do we have to match it up? Yeah, we do. No, god dang it, it's not long enough. That's what she said. Alright, we're going to slow the transition down. So we're going to control click on our title, our name, at the edge of it, and then we're going to drag it. So what this does, it slows the transition, and that's alright. So we have to make sure everything's matched up correctly. Yeah, okay, everything is at 8 seconds, as you can probably tell from here. So now if we look at this, we can see, let's just look at what we've done so far. We're going to zoom in a little bit from the planet and the starry background. There you go. Alright, now our text is going to start forming. There you go. Did you guys notice that weird, watch this. Do you guys notice that flash of light? Watch the edges. Yeah, it's right here. Bam. You guys see that? It looks bad. It doesn't look good. So, I know what's causing it. The flare is causing it. Our center flare right over here. The one that they put in, it's this one right over here. This is causing a weird effect to happen, and we're gonna make it fade in because it's way too quick. So now, instead of that big random increase in opacity of everything, we're gonna have a gentle inside. There you go. It's better. So now our text is forming. It's taking a little longer than it should, but it's more than long enough for our intro. Okay. Basically, we're pretty much done. So the only problem we had in this intro is that we had our text problem, so we did have to slow it down and extend it. Actually, we're not done. The intro is missing two things. So we're going to right click anywhere, I'm going to insert video track, and bring in our particles. And the particles need to go underneath our center flare, so the black one right over here. You can tell which one I'm talking about by this light, in case you're confused when you're editing. Go to the compositing mode for the new track you just created, and go to add. Alright, now go to particles and put that right underneath your center flare. Alright, so this is what it looks like. Now, one thing we have to do is we have to make our particles cut off. So about this much into the particle video I gave you guys, just cut it all off. And then drag it into the center of this empty space. You see this emptiness over here? Drag it into the center of that. And then cause a fade. Cause a fade all until there. So now, what this does is that when you're zooming in, when the camera is zooming in on everything, your particles start to zoom into it. At least it looks like that to the viewer, and that really adds an extra 3D perspective to the whole thing. So now if we watch this, we can see this is what happens. It's all calm and stuff, and then it slowly zooms in. It's like, oh, look at this, it looks kind of 3D, the background is moving faster. And then watch, you see this particles coming up? You might not be able to see it in the video, but you will see it in real life. These particles start to come in, and it's a really cool 3D perspective. And then our flare comes in as soon as our text starts forming, and their text is kind of bright because it's supposed to be like that. and then as soon as it finishes off, the flare calms down in the middle, and then the viewer can finally see your whole name, like so. And you can see the particles are still flying out. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But everything still looks too bright, so we're gonna right click. We're gonna right click anywhere. Go to Insert View Track, and drag it to the very top. And we're going to media generators, and we're going to go to color gradient, and we're going to go to elliptical transparent to black. Put that on top. Now go to number 2 and drag that all the way to the edge. Go to number 1 and go to 0. Alright, so now as you can see it looks like this, but it's too dark now. So we're going to go to the opacity for our color gradient. We just put in our elliptic transparent, and we're going to decrease it to about 60%. Yeah, about that much. Time everything correctly, so just drag everything to 8:13. So now our intro is officially done. This is a done intro. So hold on, let me just save this. Destiny intro done. Alright, we're gonna save this. So now if we watch this, you can see what's gonna happen. It's gonna zoom in just like the one I showed you guys. Everything's gonna keep on zooming in. The zoom is like 1 second long. And then our particles start to come in. And then our flare is going to come in. Oh no, hold on. Our text comes in first, but that's okay. Our flare starts to come in. Bam. It starts to get super bright, but our text starts to form too in this cool little pattern that we did a transition on before. And our text finishes up, and then our flare finally calms down. And then these particles are emitting from the flare, but the flare stays there because it makes it look really futuristic and cool. And yeah, the intro is pretty much done. There's nothing more I need to add. Yeah, so that's pretty much all. Thank you guys for watching all the way through, and I'll see you guys next time.